Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We will discuss about AR model, also known as entity relationship model. In this video, we have already discussed data independence and its types in previous video. Without any delay, let's get started. AR model stands for an entity relationship model. It is a high-level data model. This is used to define the data elements and relationship for a specified system. It develops a conceptual design for the database. It also develops a very simple and easy to design view of data. In AR modeling, the database structure is portrayed as a diagram called as entity relationship diagram. Assume that we design a school database. In this database, the student will be an entity with attributes like address, name, ID, age. The address can be another entity with attributes like city, street name, pin code, and there will be a relationship between them. Now let's see the components of AR diagram. Entity is represented by a rectangle, attributes are represented by ellipse, relationship is represented by rhombus. What do you think an entity is? An entity may be any object, class, person or place. In the AR diagram, an entity can be represented as rectangles. Consider an organization as an example. Manager, product, employee, department can be taken as an entity. Weak entity, an entity that depends on another entity, is called a weak entity. The weak entity doesn't contain any key attribute of its own. It is represented by a double rectangle. As you can see, the number of installments depends on the loan that you take. So installment is dependent on the loan, and hence it is a weak entity. The next component of AR diagram is attribute. It is used to describe the property of an entity. An attribute is represented by ellipse. For example, ID, age, contact number, name can be attributes of a student. Let's move on to key attribute. This is used to represent the main characteristics of an entity. It represents a primary key. It is represented by an ellipse with the text underlined. ID is the key attribute, which is a primary key, and hence it is underlined. Multi-valued attribute. An attribute can have more than one value. These attributes are known as a multi-valued attribute. The double oval is used to represent multi-valued attribute. For example, a student can have more than one phone number, and here, phone number is a multi-valued attribute. An attribute that is composed of many other attributes is known as a composite attribute. It is represented by an ellipse, and those ellipses are connected with an ellipse. A person's name is a composite attribute because name can have other attributes like first name, middle name, and last name. Derived attribute. An attribute that can be derived from other attribute is known as a derived attribute. It can be represented by a dashed ellipse. For example, a person's age changes over time and can be derived from another attribute like date of birth. The next component of AR diagram is relationship. It is used to describe the relation between entities and is represented by a rhombus or diamond. A teacher teaches a student, and that's the relationship they hold each other. There are four types of relationship. The first is one-to-one relationship. When only one instance of an entity is associated with the relationship, then it is known as one-to-one relationship. For example, a female can marry to one male, and a male can marry to one female. That is, they are associated one-to-one. One-to-many relationship. When only one instance of the entity on the left, and more than one instance of an entity on the right, associates with the relationship, then this is known as a one-to-many relationship. For example, scientists can invent many inventions, but the invention is done by the only specific scientist. Many-to-one relationship. When more than one instance of the entity on the left, and only one instance of an entity on the right, associates with the relationship, then it is known as a many-to-one relationship. For example, student enrolls for only one course, but a course can have many students. The last one is many-to-many relationship. When more than one instance of the entity on the left, and more than one instance of an entity on the right, associates with the relationship, then it is known as a many-to-many relationship. For example, employee can assign by many projects, and project can have many employees. That's all for today. Since you have gained good knowledge on AR diagram, your task is to draw an AR diagram for library management system. Also, add attributes, key attributes, relationships between the entities. We will discuss about clauses and aggregate functions in next video. Stay tuned. Do like, share, and subscribe for more videos.